really like the vibe of this podcast, man. I was listening to a couple of your things the other day, and I was like, everything seems real cool. Everybody's vibe was real chill, and I saw the other two people. What was their name? It was a
Yeah, her name
lady
is
and a gentleman.
Hitomi, and we have Walter. Also, okay, so you checked out some of them.
Okay, yeah, man. I had, I got to do my
Nice.
background to make sure, just to kind of feel y'all vibe. That way, I can catch your
Word, I
vibe and
like
see
it.
how you are. You said when you really want something, you go and get it, but everything else we kind of put aside. Uh, Man, I definitely agree with that. I can say I've done it myself. I think we've all have done it as human beings. You know what I mean? I feel like when it comes to something to impress other people, we're
Yeah,
quick to go do it. We're quick to get it done. We're quick to try to, we're quick to impress other people, but we don't impress ourselves, you know? And that's one thing I thought was crazy. Just looking at the world that we have today, especially this younger generation.
okay.
I'm only 24 myself, but the kids younger than me, 19, 18s, you see all they do is looking for an impression of somebody else. Instagram is like the big thing going. Everybody wants
Yeah,
to be famous
they
on
don't want to be good for
Instagram.
themselves. They
Okay,
just
you
want
want to
to
be
impress
famous
their
on
followers.
exactly, exactly. You want to impress your followers. Well, at the end of the day, okay, how much money are your followers
Yeah.
putting in your pocket? Or
The goal is to get them to
how
put it in
much
your
are your
pocket,
followers contributing to your life?
monetize it.
There you go. That is the goal. That is the goal. But then you have some
Yeah,
people that don't
you're
think
right.
like that though. You have your people that's just stuck in the head, just like, oh, I got 100 likes. I'm cool. I'm cool as shit. I got 100 plus likes on this. Well, what is that 100 plus likes getting you in the end of the day?
You got to make some money. Got to monetize
Nothing.
it. Oh,
There you go. I can see if you're making that 100 plus likes and every like was making you 50 cent or something like that. You're
yeah,
making some
yeah.
bread at the end of the day.
That's the goal.
You know,
But all right, man.
there you
So
go.
I'm
There
introing
you
this
go.
podcast. We've been kicking it on the live for a little while. We're recording now. We rocking.
Okay,
So what up, everybody? It's Joe Q
let's
Carino
do
in
it.
the house. Chapter, I believe we're on episode 58. So 58. So we got
Okay.
myself in the building. You want to introduce yourself to people that are listening, watching?
How you doing, everybody? The world that's listening. My name is DeMarte Parker. Everybody can call me Tay. I'm from Durham, North Carolina. I'm from the South. Everybody hear the accent. My
Yeah, I
boy
picked it
Joe
up
already
before.
heard it. As soon as I got on the line,
That's dope, though. I think that's so dope.
um,
Like,
you
I
know,
don't know how it happens. Like, how do y'all get that accent? Like, well, people say we have an accent, though. Like, I was talking to a friend last night, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I definitely hear the accent."
see, see, with you, I don't really hear an accent, but that's because I have an aunt that lived in New Jersey like all her life. And she moved back down to North Carolina. So when I hear her talk, it just sounds
Yeah.
pretty normal to me. You sound pretty normal. Got a coworker that's from New York, and when they talk, I automatically can tell like, okay, you from up top when you talk. They got that slang, and they kind of drag their word on up just a little bit. But with you,
Yeah.
man, you're pretty smooth. So
I
I
could
wouldn't
have
have
played it
guessed from New
off, maybe. I
Jersey.
could have said like somewhere in the middle, Kansas, maybe
Yeah,
Cali.
you would have got away with it. Yeah, Cali. Everybody comes from Cali. You hear everything from
Yeah,
Cali,
no.
so you
A
would
lot of
never
people
know.
though they always go to Cali. Same thing with Florida. There's very many people
Hmm.
you catch there that are from there. They're always from somewhere else.
Yeah, that's like the go-to spot though, just because it's like the hot weather all the time, the palm trees, you get to chill. Um, Especially
Yeah,
Cali, weed is legal. For those of our listeners that smoke or do that thing, weed is legal, so a lot of people
yeah, you're right.
tend to go
After
there.
Cali being legal, like part of California is really about to break off. Because it has a problem and shit. They
Oh
say
yeah,
Cali's gonna like fall off. Yo, after making weed legal, they're
oh
really
yeah,
trying to cut off half that state.
exactly, man. I think making weed legal is probably one of the best things that's gonna happen to us, but probably one of the
A lot
worst
of work.
things at the
Yeah.
same time.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
Taxes.
tax the shit out of that.
Ta- like taxes. I was watching a documentary. It's probably about a year or two ago. This guy, he has started a dispensary in I want to say Colorado, and he said he probably made about 500,000 a year 1 year. I think he said after taxes he probably brought home about
Yeah,
150,000.
taxes are a bitch.
then he still have to, get supply and still have to
Mm.
maintain his business on top of that,
Yeah.
which who knows how much
Oh,
that
taxes,
costs.
taxes will definitely kill you. Taxes, I was
Oh
telling
yeah.
someone recently, if you make commission, they take 40%. A lot of people don't know about all that.
Oh yeah. That's why people think, oh, I'm about to make some commission, I'm about to make some money. Nah, they waiting for you to go ahead and rack up on commission so they can
Right.
rack up on your money you just made.
I agree
That's
with
all the
that.
government's waiting for.
So, all right. So the topic for today, actually, we had a couple topics, but I'm bumping them for this episode because today it was really random, right? But today in Jersey, it was fucking beautiful. I don't know how was it in
Hmm.
North Carolina?
It was warm,
It was
but it
cloudy.
was
Okay.
cloudy all day. I thought it was
Yeah,
gonna
it just
rain,
started
but
raining
never
over
did.
here. Um, but my point to it too, though, was you know it was really random. Like I said, it was just random as shit, but it was beautiful over here. And
Hmm.
all of a sudden you see everyone out, you see them like hanging out, you see them having fun, you see them being happy. So like you kind of take for granted, like even like little shit like the nice weather. You know what I mean? Like you take that shit for
Okay.
granted
Yeah,
all year long, and then you get to see finally when it's
definitely.
one nice day, everyone's going crazy.
Hmm.
But are y'all
Yep.
like you don't see anyone going crazy and enjoying themselves the rest of the year when it's nice? Why does it
Exactly.
take that one
Exactly.
time or for you to not have it for so long for you then to appreciate it?
I think this gonna be I'm gonna compare it to something. This is like
Mm.
a drug addict. When they clean for a year, then they relapse that one time. It's probably like the best thing that's happened to them all year. I think that's the way we look at it. We take it, like you said, we take it for granted. So we have a summer, nice days all summer. We're like, okay, well, this side's gonna feel tomorrow. We can do something tomorrow. Oh, this side's gonna feel
Mm.
next week. We'll do something next week. Here, crazy thing about here in North Carolina, you can't really trust the weather. One day it's snowing.
It
It
snows
snowed
in North
2 weeks ago
Carolina.
here. It it snows in North Carolina. It snowed 2 weeks ago. Then the next week it was 72
That's
degrees out here.
that's bipolar stuff.
So yeah, so as soon as it was 72 degrees, you see people out here in shorts and shit, walking around getting sick. But I think, like I said, I just think we just, like you say, take advantage of the nice days during the summertime, so we don't really enjoy it the way we should. But wintertime, when we have that nice day, or fall when we have that nice day, it's like, oh,
Yeah,
we
it's
gotta
just when
go
it's
do
mad
something.
random.
We gotta go. We
Yeah,
gotta
like
get
when
with
it's
the
mad
family.
random, and like I said, it's just weird seeing that though. Like I saw that today, I'm like, yo, like people really bugging out. Like people acting different. You know what I'm saying? People like, it looks like they're really like, happy overall. But I'm like, yo, with that same
Right,
analogy, there's
right,
so many things in life that happens. You take for
hmm,
granted a lot of times the really, really
right,
little things. And you just kind of get complacent and you get
hmm,
comfortable. And then when it's that one time you get something really, really good, you're like bugging out. But you should remember, like you had that one day for
exactly.
a million days. You just didn't realize it.
Yep,
The sun.
exactly. What's one thing that you
And I
think that you
took
took
for
for granted?
granted. Oh shit. Um, time. Probably time. In
Mm,
general, as I got a little
okay,
older, I started really valuing time. You know. So I will say, like I'm
okay.
28 right now. And there was a lot of years that I'm like, shit, where did it go? I went working my ass off for what? I mean,
Mm,
yeah, you have to work, you have to hustle, but I wish I would have did my time management a little differently. Or I wish I would have did more with my time
right.
to where you could look back and be like, oh, okay. Like, like how old are you? 24? Did you work
I'm
when you were
24.
like
Yep.
17? When did you get your first job?
My first job
18.
I got when I was 18. As soon as
So
I
like my
graduated.
point of it is now some people may have it. That's cool. That's great for them. But my point is
Right.
now the shit that when you worked when you were 18, that money, do you have anything really to
Hmm.
show for it when you were 18? Did you? Right? For most of
Hell
us, the
no.
answer
Hell
is
no.
no. For the people that were maybe smart, they'd be like, yeah,
Right.
you know what? I invested that money into that. I got this car. I got this house. something. You know what I mean? But you
Hmm.
look back and you're like, damn, all those
Exactly.
days. Like when you were 18, what job was that?
My first job, I was working at Target.
You
I was
probably
a
busted your
cashier
ass.
at
You had to
Target.
deal with people, annoying fucks. You know, you had to do the inventory. You had to always
Hmm.
worry about your money being on point. You were stressing out if you were short, if
Yep.
you were over. You probably had to work holidays that you didn't want to work
There you go.
holidays, right?
There you
Now,
go.
when you look
Exactly.
back at it now,
Exactly.
you're like, shit, what do I have to show for it? Right?
Nothing at all, man. And that's exactly. And far as holidays go, that's exactly why I don't work on holidays. Every time I get a job, I tell people holidays I don't do. I feel like holidays is the day you're supposed to spend with your family. You know,
Especially those
um,
days.
especially those days. I mean, because every day during the week, everybody's has something else to do. You know, they're working. You know, some may have kids they got to take care of. You know, holidays is the only day that your family really comes together. So I'm like, okay, so why should I have to work on this day that I don't get to see my family? I give y'all 40 hours a week every other week, so I can't have this, what, 8 hours
Yeah.
for my family, you know? And, but that comes to
Yeah,
people are
yeah, of
just greedy,
course. And
money
then you
greedy.
wonder, then you do it, obviously, because you have to have, keep your job
Hmm.
and maintain the life. And then you look at it though, and you're like, yo, what did I do
Hmm.
that Christmas? What I worked, like, and what did that day get me? You know what I mean? Did it help
Exactly.
you build like
Exactly.
yourself? Did it help you build an empire? Was it, what did it do? So to me, that's just
Hmm.
it. It's time. Time is so valuable. So I regret wasting any time I ever did on anything that was just on some bullshit or whatever. Like, I always felt like I did genuinely decent things with my time. But if you look back, even the shit you thought was good, like you thought, oh shit, I'm working, I'm hustling. I'm not hustling smart.
Right. Exactly.
So that's why I always
Hmm.
try to tell people now, like, yo, you should definitely be your own boss, be an entrepreneur. Just like you want to make money, you want to
Yep.
make the most money you can, but you want to do it in the easiest
Hmm.
way, in the most like time efficient way possible.
Exactly. You want to better control your revenue. That's the way I look at it. I didn't quite get that until I say about 2017, I
Okay,
say
so
end of
recently,
last
all
year.
right,
I kind of
good.
got, yeah, recent. Like I was, and crazy part about it is I have a dad that owns a business. I also have a mom who owns a business. So, my dad started his business before my mom. So my dad was kind of like, look, hey, I'm giving you, showing you how to do it. I'm showing you what you could do to make money. I'm kind of putting it out here. But I'm like, nah, I could go work for this company and make such and such an hour, you know, and that way I can put it on my resume. Paying taxes, I got something to show for it versus working for. I don't want to work for my dad because I don't want him to try to, swindle me out of a
Yeah,
little money just because he's my pops. Not saying that he will do that.
and
Just
he
thinking,
could, yeah.
being, yeah, he could. So then do it. That's from 12th grade till like I say, last year. My mom opened a business December 23rd of last year. And same thing. My mom's like, look, I got a business open. I got a layout for you. You can do it. Just follow what I'm giving you. I'm giving you the blueprint to do this. Kind of, I don't know. I was kind of in the set and mindset where am I trying to go in my life? And that's when you say, uh, I say, when you say you wish you would have kept up with your time or use your time wisely, that's where I felt like I started messing up my time. That's when I started to understand, I'm 24. I need to find a career. I need to get this. I need to use my time wisely. I need to make sure things are straight. I need to make sure, all my eggs are
Yeah.
aligned. And when I could have started way back when with my dad and being where I'm at now, but probably in a better spot. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not doing bad, but I could always
Yeah,
been
of
doing better.
course. You always gotta evaluate, man. It's
Yes,
called self-assessment.
yes, doing a lot of
It's
it,
good, man.
and that's where I'm at in my life right now, man. I think myself, I'm doing a lot of self evaluating and trying to figure out, where exactly I want to go and what is my
Yeah.
purpose. And as I go day by day, I take it as a challenge. Okay, today, what did I do to set me up for tomorrow, to better myself tomorrow? And that's the
I
way I
like that a
started
lot.
looking at
And
that's the way I started looking at
I like
things.
that you do that daily. I
Go
always
ahead.
try to remind people that because we
Mhm.
forget, we have so much shit going on in life. I say that a lot on here in
Mhm.
the podcast. We got bills, we got friendships, we got
Mhm.
life, we got
There
love,
you
we
go.
got friends.
There you go.
We forget about that. We forget about us, and we forget about that we do need to kind of plan shit because we have so many things going on. We're only human,
Mhm. Exactly.
so you have to do things like that kind of on like a daily basis. Kind of like kind of like a
Right.
checklist and like a review. You know.
Right. Because that way you know if you're getting any closer to the goal that you're trying to ultimately get to at the end of the day. That's just the way to do it. Um, I learned that from my boy Eric. What are you doing today? Set yourself up for tomorrow. Make sure you're when you're sleeping, like he said, when you're sleeping, making sure when you're sleeping, when you wake up, you're gonna wake up trying to get to some money.
Yeah, and get to something. Just get to some
Uh,
type of improvement.
yeah, yeah. So some improvement. Yeah, not necessarily money. I apologize.
No,
I don't want anybody to
no,
take that the
no, but
wrong
I
way,
get you. I
because
get your point.
especially
Like,
yeah, yeah, you get me, but you know how I don't
yeah,
want I want the listeners to
a
quite
lot of
understand.
see what people
Not
sometimes people
necessarily.
don't understand about that is that money doesn't buy
Hmm.
happiness, but money can give you
There you
the
go.
freedom to have the happiness that you want.
There you go. And I had to learn that for myself. I got an old lady of 7 years that had to teach me that. Um, I've always been, I grew up thinking, oh well, I want to be flashy. I want the newest kicks that come out. Then when I graduated high school, when I pretty much got out on my own, my mom was like, "Hey, look, you can stay here. You don't have to go out on your own." I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna do it on my own. I'm gonna go out, but I still want to be flashy."
Hmm.
But then when real life hits you, you like, shit, I can't really go out and buy the Jordans like I
Yeah,
wanted to if I was at home with moms. And that's what my old lady told me. She was like, you can have all the money in the world, but at the end of the day, would you be happy with all the money in the world?
yeah.
And she was like, look at some of the rappers. She was like, these rappers even talk about how they got all this money, but at the end of the day, they still say that they're not happy with their life because something is missing.
That money doesn't
And
buy
I thought
happiness
about
at
that
all. You know,
at
that's
all.
why it's
Money is the root of all evil.
It's
I'm
kind of
sorry.
funny. Nah, it's kind of funny, but I don't know if you ever watched or saw that clip on Everyday Struggle when
Uh
Joe
huh.
Budden was like screaming at Little Yachty about the happiness
Yeah,
thing. That's what
yeah.
he was trying to get at.
Uh huh.
He wasn't saying
Exactly.
you're like he just because your Little Yachty was like, oh, I got all this money. What do you mean I'm not happy? He was just trying to say like
Right.
that's not telling me that you are really happy. You
Exactly.
know, but
Exactly.
that's basically that point of it. That's so true, man. I was there too. Yo, honestly, probably the time when I had the most money in my life, I was probably the least happy.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it
Right.
just things it doesn't add up. But if you have
Hmm.
money, often flowing in and you chase that money to where it's like long-term money, and as long as you choose the things
Right.
you're doing while you're earning that money,
Hmm.
it can get you freedom. And freedom is
Exactly.
what's gonna get you happy. Being free,
Right.
not feeling like
Exactly.
you're a fucking prisoner, to this world.
Right. That's why I ask people, are you happy with your job? People are like, yeah, I love my job. No. Are you happy with your job? Not are you happy that you're getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, that you're stable? Are you happy getting up every day, coming to do this every day, 365? And a lot of people will say no. If you really break it down to them, a lot of people say no. I'm not really happy. I'm not happy doing what's paying my bills. And that goes back to time. A lot of people wasted their time doing things they shouldn't have been doing, or not necessarily what they shouldn't have been doing. They could have did
In
it
a
in a
better
better
way, a
way.
more efficient way. But it's kind of what
Exactly.
we're taught, though. You know what I mean? In school and everything,
Mhm.
it's just like go get a job,
Mhm.
go get the 9 to 5. They don't
Yep.
really tell you that there are other ways because let's keep it a buck.
Right.
It's the safe way. It's the
Exactly.
safe way. Like
You'll be
right now,
straight.
I can go to Popeyes and I can go get me a job, and I know I'm gonna get a paycheck, and I can probably pay for a couple things in my life. So it's safe. It's
Mhm.
cool. You're gonna be comfortable. You'll probably be able to eat. You'll
Right.
probably be able to pay,
Right.
a couple of your bills, and you're gonna live.
Mhm.
You're not gonna die. You could be dying up here without you even realizing. So it's the safe way. You know, but
Yeah.
people
I
don't tell you
definitely
about
agree.
the
It's a safe
risks that
way.
you could take.
Exactly. Now, since you said that's the safe way, do you believe a person should go to college, or you think they should choose what they ultimately think is best for them?
What's ultimately best for them? I mean, it depends. If some people really, really like, if you really want to be like a doctor, if that's really, really what you
Hmm.
want to do, like really though, not just because it's a good job, not just because it's a paycheck, but if you really want to help
Right,
people in that way
right.
medically, you gotta go to college. Let's keep it real. You know what I mean? Like to be like a doctor.
Hmm.
But it
Yeah,
depends, man, what you love to do. I mean, with college, I'm kind of funny because it also takes you time to kind of realize what you want to do, you
hmm,
know? But I also
yeah.
don't think it takes you as long as some people think. I just think
Definitely
you're not
understand that.
thinking outside the box. I think a lot of
Hmm.
times kids as 18 years old, they know what they love to
Hmm.
do, right? But
Hmm.
I think what they do is because at like 16 and 15, these teachers and these family members and everybody starts saying, okay, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? So you start putting like your
Right,
creative juices off to the side.
right,
You just kind of
right. Trying to
get,
plan your life
you
out.
figure, okay, what am I good at? That's going to, okay, you're looking at all these degrees and you're like, okay, I got to pick from one of these. But then I think while you're doing that, you basically let go of what you really truly love. What you're
Exactly.
good at, what you enjoy doing. Like you, you forget about those things. But if
Hmm.
you start focusing on those things and trying to remember and trying to pull back, I think by 18 years old, you can know and you can start building your fucking empire at 19, 20 years old, you know?
Exactly. Definitely agree with
Hey,
that.
but a lot of these people, they go to college and then once they're starting to get into it, they take some like 4 or 5 years. They might have just graduated. Might have took them 6, 7 years, after they've done the job a little bit. And then they realize like, oh, I'm not happy, And
Hmm.
you wasted all those years realizing that you're not really happy. That you should have just made this decision from a long time ago.
Right.
But at the same time, if you don't know and there's no one there to guide you, and you can't come up with all these things yourself, college is cool. It might help you expand. It might give you ideas. Some people go to college
Okay.
and they learn different things that they like. It's a cool experience, but I don't think it's like how people say.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Me myself, I've pretty much found out my second year college wasn't for me. You know, um, not because it was hard or anything like that. It was just this. I was thinking to myself, this 4 year degree that I'm coming to school for, will will I really want to use this 4 year degree? I was going for chemistry.
Hmm.
I was like, I want to go work in a clinical research field with the chemistry degree. Then I got to thinking, well, do I really want to have a desk job all my life? Do I really want to go work for a company, a Fortune 500 company where at any time I can get laid off?
Yep.
Or do I want to go to get this degree and, like you said, not even use this degree? I had a manager that was an engineer. He had got an engineering degree, but he was a manager at Dick's Sporting Goods for the past 7 years since he got his degree. So he was like, "Man, I wasted 4 years of my life to get this degree, and I haven't even been able to use it. I can't even find a job to use this
Yeah, a
degree.
lot of times people don't
Only
get
reason I
paid
got
for your shit.
right." And he was like, "The reason I got this position, the management position, is because I had an engineering degree, but I'm not using my knowledge from this engineering degree." And I didn't want to have put myself in that situation. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna evaluate everything, and I'm gonna figure out what exactly I want to do. Okay, school, I like it. I like doing the work. I can always, get my juices flowing, my mathematical juices flowing, my English juices flowing elsewhere. I can always do that. But, do I want to spend my 8 hours a day coming to this class? And I think when I made that decision, some people would say it was the worst decision. Mine personally was the best decision because I felt like I did something that was for me and not trying to impress everybody
Yeah, no, of
else.
course, 100%.
Uh, yeah, like my mom, she wanted me to go to college. She loved it. She goes to college herself. That's her thing. Oh, I want my kids to go to college. Well, I had to let her know. Mom, I want to do this for me. I was going to college for you because I wanted to impress you.
Yeah,
you
what's
know,
the
but I
yeah,
wasn't really going for myself. Exactly. And the cool thing about it is, you know, me and my mom have a really good relationship. So she understood it. We was able to talk about it, you know, talk it out. And now, ever since then, I've been pretty much working on my brand. And one of the cool thing about it is that came out of it was I'm here on this podcast.
so
You know,
yeah, yeah.
from working on myself. Yeah, and you know, this is my first podcast being on, but it's, you know, to me it's achievement. It's an achievement. You know, I got
I
somewhere
appreciate you
from
even coming
making a
on.
decision for myself. Oh man, no problem, man. Like I said, like listening to what you talk about, it's like, okay, he's talking about some real shit over here. And you know, I like to talk about real
Yeah.
shit. You know, people in the world don't sometimes don't like to hear real shit, but it has to be said, and somebody has
Yeah,
to
and
listen
someone,
to
I
it.
feel like someone has to say it. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
it's just from regular people. That's my point. You know, that's why I even called
Hmm.
it like therapy without a degree. You know, just because in general, like, yo, we all go through different shit in life, and I feel like we could all
Right.
learn from somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I've been
Exactly.
through things, you've been through things. You know, we could learn from each other. We could
Hmm.
also help other people. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you have to spread that knowledge. You have to spread those experiences. Not saying what what you
Right.
say is right. Not saying what I say is right. But fuck it. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
like barbershop style talk. Like just knowledge being
Exactly.
kicked. Um,
Exactly.
hey, we got someone talking. You can see the comments or no?
Oh yeah, I can see the comments. My name is, like I said, my name is Tay. From Durham, North Carolina. You can actually follow me on Instagram. Everybody that's watching or listening, you can follow me on Instagram, Tay Gaines, TAEGA, two I's and Z. Follow me. You know, I will definitely follow back. I always follow back everybody that follows me. I show the same respect you show me.
Hmm. Nice. That's what's up, man. And what up, Ant? Ant's in the building. Ant, we need you on another episode, man. You got to come through. What's going on, people? Yeah, and so what we're talking about today, we mentioned we've been kind of going a little all over the place, but it's some powerful, we're talking about some powerful stuff. Talking about things, you just take life for granted. You take things for granted.
Right.
In general,
Right.
it's the little things, and you just don't think about it sometimes. So I think a lot of times you need to kind of step back, do that self-assessment, and realize what you have in your life,
Hmm.
and
Exactly.
put its value. Sometimes you got to write it down. Like I have, you got to remember the things you do have. A lot of times we always
Hmm.
remember the shit that we don't have. We remember the bad shit. We remember the hard times. Remember the good times. Write the good times down. If you had a really, really dope part of your week, write it down. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like, just the little things. And there's,
I say write the bad things down too. Personally,
write them
just
both.
the right. Yeah, I say write the bad things down just so you can, you know, I say write them down, write the bad things down, and write your emotions down from those bad things happening.
Mm, I'm with that.
That way you'll know how it affected you, and if it affected you and you had a reaction that shouldn't have been the best, you'll know how to create, not create, but work on that reaction next time you face that same situation.
Yeah, like you said, you gotta have those reviews. You gotta write it down. Like I actually soon
Yeah.
I'll probably have. Last month I did it for the first time. I did like a January review video, just a little clip,
Okay.
and just to remind people, like, yo, okay, it was the end of the month. What happened? Like, what did you do good? What happened bad? You just gotta think about it because every
Right.
day, shit time goes by really quick, and all of a sudden, before you know it,
Hmm.
it's February fucking 21st today, and then next thing you know, it's November.
Exactly.
you know,
Just like this year.
yeah. It just
Just like this, just like last year. I'm sorry, last year was February one year, and then one minute, the next thing you know, I'm like, damn, it's Christmas already.
Yeah, man, time goes by quick. So sometimes if you don't evaluate, these things,
Hmm.
you kind of lose your place. And what about yourself? Because you asked me what things. What about me? What did I maybe not value, or what did I take for granted? What about yourself? Anything you think you took for granted in the last couple of years?
Oh, personally, I think I took myself for granted.
Okay.
Um, Reason being is I felt like uh, well, when should I? 2014. That's
Crazy
2014.
dog. I don't know what she's barking.
Oh, oh yeah, man. Hey, that's why I'm out. That's why I'm outside away from mine because he be going crazy. Um, 2014. I think I had like a really low point in my life. Um, And I feel like I took myself for granted, meaning I've I've let, I put myself in situations where I didn't have to be in,
Mm,
you know, um, doing things that I really didn't have to do,
okay.
little things like that. Um, and I think in a way it kind of made me value myself less.
Yeah, that's not good.
You get what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give it a good example. All right, boom. So, for example, I would get in an argument with my fiance. This not really happened. I'm just giving an
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
I get in an argument with my girlfriend. She could call me, she could call me whatever she want to call me. Say she called me something that I feel is really disrespectful, then I don't say anything about it. I take it. You know how men do. Men like to take stuff from women. We don't like to say nothing. You take it. Don't say nothing about it. It makes you feel a certain type of way on the inside to eat you, but you don't say nothing. Then next time you get in the same situation, she do the same thing. Next thing you know, it's continue to happen. So now you're allowing that to happen in your life. You're feeding shit into your life that you wasn't feeding before. You're not valuing your own emotions by allowing that to happen,
Yeah.
for example. So it was like, little things kind of like that would, make me value myself less. And I think I started to value myself more when I started to take my time and realize, okay, you know, you want to get to a certain place in life. You want to be this certain guy, but what are you going to do to take that step to be that guy?
Yeah. That's smart.
What are you going to do to make yourself better? What are you going to do to make your mind, emotions, your physical? And one thing I started with personally, I started with my physical.
Mm.
I started working out more. You know, I was like, okay, I'm not valuing my body. I'm letting all this negative stuff in my body. Let me work out to sweat, pretty much to release all this bad stuff that's in my body. I'm gonna sweat it out. Start working out more. Start listening to my motivational speeches. Like I said, start like last year, started that. And I noticed when I started feeding good things and good things in my spirit, better things have been happening. Um, me and my fiance has been doing really well.
Mm.
You know,
Awesome,
um,
man. Congratulations.
yeah, man. We've been doing really well. And me and my family, me and my mom relationship is really good. Me and my brother's relationship is really good. I'm good with my family. And where when I was going through stuff, I kind of distanced myself from people.
Mm.
I was ashamed of who I was because I felt like I let a lot of bad things in my life, and I didn't want people to see that on the outside.
That happens a lot of times. When we know like you're like a good person, like truly, and you're
Hmm.
going through some shit,
Right.
sometimes you block out other people, the people that sometimes you love or
Uh-huh.
love you the most. You know.
Hmm. Exactly. And I feel like by doing that, I wasn't helping anybody, honestly, but I wasn't helping anybody but myself because I was hiding myself from being judged by people. What though I felt, I know my family not going to judge me, but I'm thinking they're going to judge me. So I'm hiding myself from my family, you know, and also I'm not helping my family because, my family want to see me. I'm a big family person. I'm always around my family. They know me from always being around. I have little brothers. So it was kind of awkward for everybody to kind of see that and kind of see me not really be around like I'm used to. And ever since I realized that and started evaluating myself, like I said, started not taking myself for granted, man, a lot of good things been happening.
That's awesome.
Um,
That's how it should be too.
yeah,
Like you said,
yeah,
when you take yourself for granted, that's a perfect example. A lot of times people do you
right,
take yourself for granted. You forget your worth, and that's actually something we just talked about two
exactly.
episodes ago. We talked about knowing your worth and kind of self love and things like that. You
Hmm.
have to, man. You have to. But you forget sometimes who you truly are. Just going through shit. You
Exactly,
know. Sometimes you
exactly.
just gotta check yourself.
Right, yeah, you have to put yourself in a place like, all right, man, like 2 years ago, this wasn't you. Now I don't know what's going on with you now. I don't know why you're acting like this now, but 2 years ago, this wasn't you. So you got to get yourself back
Yeah.
together. And some people it takes longer than others. Everybody's struggle is different. So that's why I've learned to try not to judge people when I see them or when you see people going through certain things. Drug addicts, alcoholics. I try to understand where they're coming from and what's their perspective, or why they are what they are, because everybody is a human being at the end
Yeah,
of the
we
day.
don't go through shit.
Exactly. And I think, that's what's wrong with this world. We're so judgmental. We see somebody, we automatically judge them, not really getting to know that person. And then us judging them, we could have had the wrong judgment from the beginning. And this person is like the greatest person in the world.
You never. What I always try to tell people too is like, don't sin. I mean, don't judge someone because they sin differently than you do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like a lot of times, we all do
Mm-hmm.
fucked up shit sometimes. We do shit maybe that's wrong, maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's right. Maybe some of us don't. Maybe some of us are perfect. You know, but everyone
Mm-hmm.
kind of does something. You know what I mean? So why are you gonna
Right.
judge someone else because they fuck up different than you do? Like, is there a level
Exactly.
of fucking up? Like, there really isn't. You know what I mean? Because what could be fucking up to
Exactly.
you, even though it may seem really little. You know what I mean? You could be fucking up in a small area
Mm-hmm.
of your life, but it could be
Mm-hmm.
huge to you. It could be really doing a lot to you internally. On the other hand, the other person
Right.
may look on the outside huge, but it could be the same as you. So like never,
Mm-hmm.
you don't judge someone because they fuck up or they sin differently than you do. But people forget about
Exactly. I mean, and another thing is you can learn from someone else's fuck
that.
ups.
Yeah,
I could tell you, hey, I was trying to do this and I fucked up doing this, and you could get ready to do the exact same thing. Like, well, he told me what happened when he did it this way, so let me try to do try to do it a different way. So I already know this way is fucked up. So shit, this way I know there's a 50-50 chance, versus
yeah.
nothing, nothing falling through. So a lot of people don't, understand that and don't seem to realize that. But I think we're just all built that way. It's been put in our head to just care about ourselves. I think, everything you see on TV is all about. If you look at it, it's all about you. It's always about bettering yourself. Shampoo. Who they talking about? Shampoo for yourself, not shampoo for your family. Deodorant, food, where you want to eat. Oh, what do you want to eat? They're not talking about what your family want to eat. Everything is directed to yourself you know, for everything in this world. So when we see that, it's already instilled in our head. Well, shit, I'm gonna be selfish. I don't have to share. I don't care about anybody else's feelings. I don't have to care about anybody else's feelings. Nobody care about mine, which is understandable. I thought that way. I don't have to care about nobody else. Um, because nobody care about me. But then I realized, okay, that's not the way to think.
Yeah, it's not a good way to live.
Because right, because even if a person don't care about me, okay, I can still give off these good vibes, and this person probably gonna feel shitty at the end of the day. Not this is what I want, but this person probably can feel shitty the other day. Like, damn, I'm treating this person badly, but at the end of the day, why is he still so nice to me? Why is he speaking to me politely? Why is he not really giving me the same vibes that I'm giving him? And to kind of make people look at themselves like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't be this way. It's not a right thing to do.
Well, it's all
And
about positive energy.
exactly. That's all it's about, and that's the only thing I try to give off. Positive energy, positive vibes, and good conversation.
That's dope, man. And what people forget too, it's okay to fuck up. And it's okay to
Right.
fail. A lot of people forget that.
Mhm.
A lot of people definitely forget that. Um,
I,
what I want to start doing is actually with us, with therapy without a degree. I'm gonna start doing like
mhm.
probably like a monthly video, and explaining
Mhm.
something that I personally failed at in my life.
Okay.
Just kind of show you, okay, it happened. You failed at it, but also, what I
Right.
learned from it, or how I went about it, how we turned it around. So maybe other people, if they're
Mhm.
going through the same thing, they can embrace it, because failing isn't the worst fucking thing. And you failed at something, you fucked
Right.
up, but there's always something you can learn, with it.
Exactly. You always, you know, that's what they always say. You always learn from your fuck ups. You learn what you did to fuck up, and you learn to result from that fuck up. So for one, you learn not to do that shit again, and also you learn, okay, well, there's a better way of going through things. There's a better way to do things. Um, my example for fucking up, perfect example. I was a manager at Dunkin' Donuts.
I worked at Dunkin'.
And you worked at
Always,
Dunkin'. I was a manager
always
there.
coming home smelling like hazelnut.
I was a well, I started off as a regular employee, serving the coffee, giving the donuts and shit. Then I ended up being a manager. And when I became a manager, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get paid more. opening a new store and everything. I'm doing the grand
Mm.
opening, helping out with that new manager of the new store. I didn't get paid more. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick it out a little bit longer. I'm gonna work at it. I'm gonna stay here. I might not get paid, but I'm gonna stay. Kept working, kept working. Then I think probably about 3, 4 months rolled around. I'm like, all right, I ain't getting my money the way I'm supposed to make. I'm working all these hours. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just not gonna go to work anymore.
Mm.
One day, I think like 3 days passed. The first 2 days, my manager was cool with it because I put in like over 100 hours one week. Put in over 100 hours myself one week. So that was like the first 2 days they didn't really trip about it. Third day I got a call. Hey, you coming in? We ain't heard from you. Then call him back.
Mm.
Then I finally decided to call him back. Oh yeah, I ain't been getting my money. Went about it the wrong way. I ain't been getting my money the way what I thought I was gonna be making. I'm working all these hours. Blah blah blah. Well, it was like, well, all you had to do is just talk to me about it. All you had to do is just call me, and we talked about it, and we would have settled things out. But you didn't come to, you just didn't come to work for 4 days.
Mm.
And you're a manager of the, you're a manager of the
Yeah,
store.
you're a
You
source.
got a
Yeah.
key to the store. Yeah, you got a key to the store. You got to open the store for other employees to come in. When there's not another manager. And looking at that, like I tell my fiance, man, I wish I would have worked that. I wish I would have stayed there. I lost my job. I lost my job because I decided not to go to work.
Mm.
Where, I could have went and made more money, but because I was being selfish and I thought I was proving somebody else wrong, I ended up fucking up.
Yeah. You could have just
So,
made a phone call.
you know, could have just simple phone call. The manager, I had talked to him about way worse things.
Yeah.
I told him about way worse things. So it was like, why didn't I just make that phone call? But I think it was just like pride and, it was a fuck up. So I learned, okay,
It
well,
happens.
next time
It's
I got
all
a
learning
problem,
experience. Now you know. Now that
hmm
probably taught you communication is so key. You know what I mean? And it
Exactly.
taught you like, okay, you got to connect with people. You got to let them know what's up. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Let them know something, even if it may make them upset, like you say, it may piss them off, but hey, at least you let them know.
Mm. Hey man, it's cool though. It happens. We've all been there. And shit, I was there too. I
Oh
did the
yeah.
same thing with jobs before. I said, fuck. But in the long run,
I
you
think we've all done it when we was
you should
young.
turn it around. But that's definitely a good. That's
Yeah.
definitely a good example. I think we got to do
Yeah,
that
man.
more. We got to show people, show kids, people that we fuck up too. We've done shit, we
hmm
failed this shit, and it's okay. We still get up.
Exactly.
Because no
Exactly.
one sees that. Everyone just sees people standing, but they don't see
hmm
when they were on the ground. A lot of us have all been on the ground.
Right.
You know.
Right. And I think like we keep it, we don't want people to see that we're on a low because we're so used to, seeing people on high. And like I said, we want to impress other people. We don't want people to know that we're having a low.
Mhm.
And I think that's what messes us up. And I think that's why we're wired the way we are.
Yeah, because we're always
Um,
just striving for that high, just to
yeah.
show other people. Like that's it.
hmm
It's not even for
And I
ourselves.
think that's why right. And I think that's why I'm more transparent now. I try to, if I got something to say or I feel some type of way, I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it in a way that's disrespectful or say it in a way, that's gonna make anybody feel any type of way. Well, it may make you feel
It
may
may,
make you
yeah.
feel a type of way, but I'm not gonna say it in a disrespectful way. I'm gonna say it in a way that's respectful, but that way I'm getting my point across. And I feel like that's what gets you more respect than just go green or going along with the majority.
Yeah. That's smart, man.
Yeah.
Also, with that, a lot of people forget that everybody ain't here in your head. You know
Mm,
what I mean? A lot of people forget that
exactly.
just because you're feeling all these emotions, people have their own shit. They have their own life. They have their own emotions. They have no idea what you're
Right.
doing, man. They're living
Mm-hmm.
life just like you are. So communication
Right.
is key. Communication is key in relationships, in business, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You need to speak things. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. No, you definitely have to. We got Jennifer talking to you over here too.
Hey, hey, I'm gonna take it, man. I leave that alone, man. I'm gonna take it, man.
Appreciate the love,
Not
though.
gonna, I can't get it. Yeah, I do appreciate the love, but I'm not gonna get in trouble.
Word. How long y'all been together?
Like I said, we've been together 7 years.
7 years. That's dope.
I graduated high school in 2011. Met her 2011 September. I graduated in June. Met her in September.
Mm.
Met her my first job, Target. And from then, I left Target, went to the Navy for a month, and I ended up coming back because of medical reasons.
Okay.
So I came back, and I was like, you know what? She stuck by me when I left. She was there when I left. You hear a lot of women going off and doing crazy things when a guy's
Yeah.
gone. You hear, all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, okay, she stuck by me. She was being real. She's always been real with me. Why not, be with this woman? And I say, hey, even though she's crazy, but like all women, all women are crazy,
Yeah. Well, no
she,
offense to
she's
any women
still,
watching.
the love of my life. She's still the love of my life. She's still the love of my life, and every day I see her, it's like the first day seeing her.
That's awesome, man. That's how it should be. That's
Yeah,
when you
man.
know it's real. It's real love,
Yeah.
man. That's dope. Especially after seven
And I
years.
think, yeah, and I think it's it's real when you're able to talk about things that you can talk about with other people. You know, some things that you'll always keep in your head yourself. That you wouldn't express or you may feel embarrassed to share with anybody else. You can share with your partner,
Mm.
and that's the way I feel like that's the way things should be. You should always be able to share things with your partner that you feel like you can't share with anybody else.
Yeah, man. A lot of people forget that your partner should really be like your best friend.
Yeah,
A lot of times
yeah. I
people
say,
they go in it and they go into a relationship thinking that this is just my girl or whatever, it's something different. But they gotta
hmm
like honestly, it should be your best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
that's how it should be. Y'all should connect on that level. And if y'all
right,
connect on that
and
level, it's over.
mhm. And I feel like she should be like your best friend and your mom and in a sense. Your mom in a way to keep you in check, keep you from doing a little stupid shit,
Mm-hmm.
how the little stupid shit us men do. But your best friend, like you said, that you can talk to on a different level. Um, and a lot of people do seem to forget that. But I think a lot of people take their other half for granted because they know the other half is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially married couples. I'm not gonna say all married couples are like this, but some of them, when you're married, you feel like, okay, my partner's always gonna be there. My partner is always going to be there no matter what I do, no matter what I say. We're married. This sheet of paper is we're together forever. And I feel like, you shouldn't take it that way. You should always take it as I could lose my partner
You
tomorrow.
can, yeah, because that's true. Nobody's
Yeah,
gonna stick around
It's
bullshit. You know.
exactly, exactly. Nobody's going to stick around bullshit. And I feel like the more you be real with your partner, the more your partner's real with you, man, the sky's the limit for a relationship.
I agree, man. That's some powerful shit. 7 years, man. Congratulations. Excuse me to you guys.
Thank you.
That's really dope.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell a therapist,
A
tell
lot of
everyone
people,
at
we get a
therapy
lot of
interview,
flack.
say what up.
We get a lot of flack for not being married after 7 years, but I tell a lot of people, okay, well, I know a lot of married people that couldn't stay married for 7 years, so you can't really
Yeah.
base it off that.
Nah, seven, bro.
Yeah,
Honestly, 7 years. That's dope. Like
right.
one of my best friends actually. Him and his girl
hmm
just got engaged, and they just made
hmm
10 years. But it
Damn,
takes time, man. Like
awesome.
especially
Yeah,
when you met her, you said you met her right after high school.
right after high
Y'all
school.
still young. To be perfectly honest with
Exactly.
you. You know what I mean? And also, you grow, you change, your mind
hmm
develops. So what's dope about y'all is that how old is she?
She's actually older than me. She's 27.
27. Okay. So, but
Yeah.
I like always females that are a little older. But especially you too. You transition a lot. At
Right.
that age, we grow. We
hmm
still growing at whatever ages we are now. But when
Exactly.
you bro, just getting out of high school, you're not your mind is a lot different from what it is now. So it takes time,
Right.
man, to develop, and also it takes time to get to know somebody. And it doesn't
Exactly.
take a year to get to know somebody. It takes some
Exactly.
time, like
Some
some
damn time.
real time to get to know somebody. And also, I mean, if you just dating and you just fucking and you having fun, and that's cool. But if
hmm
you if this is someone you're trying to take serious in your life, then you want to get to know them first before you commit to them that you're gonna marry them, be with them for the rest of your life.
Right.
But people just
And
they be like, oh, there's a time I gotta get married in 2 years and have a kid. No, what the fuck? Like, you gotta know this person. Like
exactly.
marriage is serious. Marriage, that's it. You know what I mean? Like there's no, you're not supposed to be doing that whole divorce thing. Y'all can date. It's okay to date.
hmm
You know, but people forget about
Exactly.
that shit. They just want to get married after a fucking year.
Right. And they think, like you said, you think you know somebody after a year. And like you said, I was 18, man, fresh out of high school, and I live with my mom, from the time until I moved out of the house. So yeah, it took a lot of transitioning. It took a lot of growing up, and I pretty much had to grow up faster than what I would have grown up, if I would have stayed at home. You know what I mean? I would have been used to just everything being handed to me, everything,
Yeah,
kind of being done for me. And not really handed to me because my dudes don't play that. She's not just gonna let you go off and, oh yeah, I give you money, here, you can go out and do that. You got to
yeah.
work for what you
Make
want.
it work for
But it would have been easier. Right. It would have been easier. It would have been more comfortable at home. For us, when you move out, it's like uncomfortable. It's like, okay, shit, okay, I got to figure out how to do things. I got to figure out how to maintain. And it took a lot of growing in me. And I'm a totally different person than I was when I was 18. Just like she was a totally different person when she was 21 when I
exactly. That's
met
what
her.
I'm saying. It takes time for
Yeah.
y'all to, like I said,
Mhm.
especially at that age.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I mean, you
Yep.
just go through so many different transitions, and you have to be with the person for a little bit to kind of feel them out to see if that's going to be the right person that you're going to spend the
Mhm.
rest of your life with. Like people, they be getting married
Exactly.
at like 20 years old, and I'm like, yo, like your brain is not even fully developed yet. Like you feel like you are, but
Only time.
when you meet
Yeah.
someone like you really, really young and like freshman in high school, eighth grade, and you stick with somebody out throughout that whole growing process, because that's even
Yeah.
a growing process. You real young and
Yeah.
growing up to like a young man, a young woman,
Yeah.
that's serious too.
Yeah. And you pretty much know the person. I say when you grow up like that and date somebody like that, you can know the person inside out. I mean, because you know where they're going through when they're transitioning from a teenager to an adult. So you're in their head the whole time.
Yeah. Yo, what up, Jesse? Shout out to you watching the live. We were rocking. I just got kicked off the live. We were rocking for a minute. We got to wrap it up soon, though. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. What up, Izzy? Shout out to you. Shout out to Izzy underscore 25. Any of these your people or no? I'm not sure. Oh, that's retarded. Hold up. That's what's up. Yeah, man. You always got to have that public profile.
Yeah.
Just in case, man. So, what do you like to do though? Before we finish, what are your hobbies and shit? You said you're working out and shit, right?
Yeah. My hobbies. I'm a fitness junkie. Also, I love
Okay.
basketball. I draw. I like to make music. Well, I ain't gonna say I like to make music. I like to be in the process of making music. I'm not really a
Okay.
rapper or anything like that. I love music. My brothers actually rap. My dad actually owns an entertainment company, so
Oh, that's dope.
I'm always doing a lot of different things. And I love music. It's like one of the things that I thought I wanted to do when I grew up. I was like, I'm gonna be a rapper when I grow up. But I
I
just
said
think,
that too.
yeah,
Really awesome. If you like hip hop, you definitely said you wanted to be
yeah.
a
You
rapper,
grew.
and you definitely wrote a 16.
Exactly. You wrote a 16. You was like, this is my hottest 16. I'm about to go spit it. I wrote 16, went to my pops, like, hey, pops, I got 16 for you. You want to record me real quick?
That's
Um,
funny.
but
You
at
look
the end
at
of
me
the day, it's
like,
just like I love
man.
music. He was like, man, go on, get out of my face with that bullshit, man. I don't want to hear that. But, of course, he listened to it. And it
Well,
was still,
imagine if everyone that wrote their 16 actually like said it publicly. Because like I said,
exactly.
everyone wrote one.
You know it. And every one of them was probably trash. And we thought it was like the hottest 16 we wrote in our life. Even still 5 years afterwards, like, man, I wrote my first rap was the dopest shit ever.
That's funny. But you really went to the next level if you wrote the hook.
Oh yeah. If you wrote a hook, you knew you was doing something.
And
You,
if you recorded it. If you recorded it,
have you
see,
you
I,
ever
I
recorded?
actually recorded my shit.
I recorded mine too.
There we go. There we go. You gotta have those memories, man.
Yeah, man. I went in the studio one time with my pops. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna record. My first time going to the studio, I was 20. I believe. I think I was 20, maybe 21. I had went in the studio for the first time. And I recorded like 3 tracks.
Okay.
So and I put it. I actually got it on my SoundCloud. Y'all want to check them out? Y'all can hear. It's Tay Parker, TAEPARKER. Um, just to check it out. It was just something to do, just so I can make memories. Like you say, it's a memory, and I can say that I did it.
All right. So, but I see you're basically a creator at the end of the day.
Yeah. I'm a very creative person. I love to do something to keep my brain going. I don't like to sit still. My girl will tell you that. She's like, man, you always got to do something. You just need to sit down for a minute, sit with me, chill with me, watch TV with
Yeah.
me. I'm like, nah, I got to do something. I'm going to go clean up the room. Or I'm going to go play basketball. Or let's go take the dogs out or something. I'm always going.
What sign are you?
I'm a Leo.
Ah, okay, okay, that's why.
What are
Yeah,
you?
Leo's are real dope.
What are you?
I'm a Capricorn.
Cap. Oh, Cap. My brother's a Cap, and my
Yeah.
granddad was a Cap. So I
Okay.
see why I got that connection with you because my granddad was real tight and me and my brother real tight. And when I first heard you talk, I was like, he giving off this real vibe. He's like real cool, this chill ass vibe, and I'm kind of fucking with it a little bit. And then as soon as we got on the phone, we started talking a little bit. I'm like, all right, he's cool as fuck. Something about him, but yeah, it's the Cap.
That's what's up.
It's the Cap.
I actually was dating a Leo. My ex was a Leo. I mean,
Hmm.
dating a Leo, nah, I couldn't do it. We bumped heads a lot.
Uh-huh.
But at the end of the day, cool people. So
Have you
maybe
ever
she
dated a
was just
Scorp?
crazy. What's up?
Have you ever dated a Scorpio?
What month is that?
That's what's that? November, end of November, October.
Nah.
Um, my girl is a Scorpio. Craziest signs ever, man.
Crazy?
Craziest signs ever. Crazy in the good way and crazy in the bad way. Crazy in the good way, meaning, they're crazy in love over you, they love hard, they give hard. Crazy in the bad way because they analyze everything, but
I do
I
that
grew to
shit too, though.
understand that.
I always overanalyze everything.
Yeah, I do too, but Scorpios do it in a different way, which is kind of funny. Like they were like, well, if this didn't happen, well, if it would have happened, this could have been the outcome of it if this happened. But it didn't happen, so let me be mad because it didn't happen, but that could have been the outcome of what could have happened. It's crazy, man. But at the end of the day, I love her, man. It's funny, it's weird.
Conspiracy
It,
theorists.
it taught me a lot. They would say that Scorpio signs are the craziest, and I agree, but they're the most enjoyable.
Hmm, that's funny. Hey, we got Anthony Warren, my boy. We got my best friend in the building, the real Tony official.
How
He's
you doing,
into
my man?
fitness too. He's actually trying to get his weight up.
Okay. Hey, get at me. Like I said, my Instagram is Tay Gaines, TAEGAGA, two I's and Z, and I can get y'all weight up. I'm also a fitness trainer. I can give you guys, advice, and I can get your weight up. I sell Herbalife. Um,
Word.
I can tell more about the business if you guys hit me up, DM me. I can really get in detail with the business.
Hey, and shout out to A_G Life. Yeah, man, met you in the Uber ride. Uber, I'm an Uber driver. I'm actually about to go Uber after this.
Okay, word. I'm actually after this. I'm gonna be laying it down. I gotta be up at 5:30, and I'm gonna be at the gym working out. Then 9 o'clock, I actually got an interview. Oh, speaking of that, this is going back to what we were talking about earlier, really quick, when I was talking about my motivational speeches in the morning. Um, since I've been listening to my motivational speeches, two good things has happened. Like I said, one was this right here, me being on this podcast. The second thing was I told myself I was going to get a job at a dealership. I'm already claiming it. I said I'm gonna get a job at a dealership. I'm gonna apply to a dealership. I don't even think I'll be able to get it, but I'm gonna try to get my foot in the door. I applied, called up there, hey, Honda, hey, just calling to see if my name is DeMarte Parker. Just trying to see, if you guys got any positions available, da 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 da. Oh, well, you can talk to a manager. Talk to the manager. Gave him my name. He said, you know what? I'll let you know. Just give us a call back a couple weeks. Boom. Called him back. Called him back the next day. Yo, same person. Just saying if you
Never
guys got any,
asked.
seeing if you guys got any positions available. He said, no, just talked to you yesterday. Nothing changed. So then I waited a couple days and I called back. And this time I called, he wasn't there. So they told me to leave a message. Left a message. Crazy thing was, 2 hours later, he gave me a call back from his personal cell phone and was like, hey, uh, I would like to set up an interview with you. I just got a position open, and I know you've been calling. Let's set it up. And I was like, okay, so when you want to do it? He's like, let's do it tomorrow. I was like, oh shit, I ain't even prepared myself for it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? I've been ready for this interview. I claimed it. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna go in there and put in work and get this job.
When was it? Wait, when do you have
Yeah, my interview is actually tomorrow.
Good luck.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. I was like, you know what? This is something that I can do on top of my training, my fitness training and everything else. It's another thing that I can add to accomplishments in my life.
Definitely. Do you know what the position is for?
The position that's gonna be a sales rep. So I'm gonna actually be selling cars.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're
Oh
gonna
yeah, man. I learned how to sell. My dad has a shop, like I said, so I've already been in people's faces. I already know how to kind of swindle them to buy something. So I'm like, well, I'm ready to make some real money, but that commission.
And Honda is gonna be easy because Honda sells
Exactly.
itself.
People come to Honda already knowing what they want.
Yeah. Little thing though for the interview, a tip before we
Mm-hmm.
go, you have to sometimes in sales interviews,
Uh-huh.
right? They make you sell something, okay? Or anyone that's listening, anyone that's watching or whatever. This is a thing that a lot of times in sales they want you to sell them something.
Okay.
So they're either gonna pick something or they're gonna say a stapler. A lot of times it's a stapler or a pen.
Yep.
A pen or a stapler, the two
Yep.
things. A lot of times a pen,
Mm-hmm.
right? They want you to sell the pen because nowadays whoever uses pens.
Right.
So the little trick.
Oh man, I'm gonna sell the hell out of this pen.
Exactly. Make sure that they have a reason.
This is gonna be the most beautiful pen they ever seen.
That's how you got to do. You got to give it value. But all right, man. So at the end of the podcast, what we usually do is just have you shout something out that you think that's really, really dope. Anything. Could be a restaurant. Could be a book. Could be anything that you think maybe the people haven't heard about.
Oh, something that's really dope. Shout it out. Shout it out. Uh, I'm gonna say investments. I'm gonna say investments. Even though that's not a place, that's something that you do. I'm gonna shout it out because
No, that's smart.
everybody that's listening, I want y'all to go out and try to invest more. Invest. It could be in yourself. It could be in the business. It could be in anything. It could be in another person. Just go out and invest.
That is smart. I think they said our sound went out. I'm trying to see if the sound's still there. But if not, they could be listening on the actual episode. That's really, really smart. Investments are really important.
Yeah.
You invest in there's a lot of different things you can invest in too.
Mm-hmm.
So that is really, really good.
And I need to hear yours before we get out of here, man. I need
What's
to hear
that?
yours before we get out of here.
Mine, man. I mentioned him before, but I'm gonna mention him again. He's a really, really dope R&B
Okay.
singer. I actually had an interview with him. He's like my second favorite artist, and I got the pleasure of interviewing him.
Okay.
It was like one of those moments that you don't even believe like is possible. So it was really, really dope. It was one of my biggest achievements, and he has a project coming out called Songs About Her
Okay.
3. His name is Imani.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, Imani. He worked a lot with Joe
Yeah.
Budden, Jadakiss. So yeah, check out anyone who's listening to this. If you love R&B, you got a new song on there called Aaliyah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really,
Okay.
really dope, man, and you might like it to dedicate it to your girl. Listen to it. It's called Aaliyah.
All right. You might be putting me on to something.
Yeah, man. It's really good. I love the
Okay.
R&B.
I'm gonna
But yeah,
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna steal one of your moves from your book.
yeah, yeah, man. Like I said, check out the song. I'll send it to you after
Okay,
this, man.
awesome.
It's really hard. Also, if you fuck with Imani, check out the interview. The interview was really
Oh,
good.
definitely. I'm gonna go out and check out more of your stuff, man. Like I said, I've been trying to gear up and try to get ready for this one tonight, but I'm definitely gonna check out more of your stuff because I got to come back through.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
No problem.
that. All right, man. So, thanks again for having you on. Give them your social media again one more time.
Yeah, one more time. My Instagram is Tay Gaines, TAEGA, 2 I's, NZ. And my Facebook, you can find me on Facebook, Adair Parker, ADAIR, Parker, PARKER. And like I said, I always follow back, and I'm always active, And you can find me on the Herbalife website, which I have a link on my page.
Word, man. That's really, really dope. I dig that. Also, anyone who's watching it live now, if you're just tuning in, you watching it live later, you can watch the full episode. It's gonna be on Monday, this coming Monday. So it's gonna be on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, all that. All right. Also, just want to let you guys know this podcast is brought to you by Drive Smart, Buy Smart. So if anyone's listening to this, watching this, is looking to buy a car, check them out. It's on Instagram at Drive Smart, Buy Smart. It's basically the easiest way to buy a car. I mean, unless you're in North Carolina, because he's going to get the job tomorrow at Honda. So, I mean, you could do that. You could get the job at Honda. I mean, you go to Honda, get a car, or you go to Drive Smart, Buy Smart. Basically, they're a auto broker, so you don't have to go through the salesman. You don't have to go through any of that. You just hit them up and you get a car directly at wholesale price.
There you go.
So you can't beat that. But other than that, man, we out.
All right, man. Everybody,
Thanks
you guys
again.
have a great night, man. It was good talking to you, man.
All right, bro.
All right.
Peace.
I really like the vibe of this podcast, man. I was listening to a couple of your things the other day, and I was like, everything seems real cool. Everybody.